Well,
Um,
today we decided we're doing hosting real estate seminars and webinars as lead magnets. So lead gen through live or online events, basically,
so,
which is,
so,
I
so
think,
yeah,
one of my favorite topics. So I'm excited about it.
for sure. And I just want to bring everybody back up to speed and to like where we started and where we're going,
Yeah,
because I think it's super important. Like we all
sure.
started talking about like mindset of cold outreach, like getting prepared for the no's, getting prepared for the work that it involves to build a funnel, to build a database, to build a nurturing system. And we spoke about door knocking, and we spoke about geofarming, and we spoke about cold calling. Um, in this session, and this is not a long session by any means, it's the most important part to take away from today is to understand the power of a webinar or a seminar at the office where people get to come and see you as a person of experience and authority, as a subject matter expert. So you're not a keynote speaker. You don't have
Mhm.
to be amazing at public speaking. We're talking about structured seminars. So if you've been always nervous to speak in front of people in public speaking, the only way to get over that is by doing it, first and foremost, the reps that you have to put in. But you don't have to start as a gifted, charismatic speaker. You can simply start in a structured presentation where even if you're boring, even if you're stuttering, even if whatever the case, you can still position yourself as a subject matter expert based on the knowledge transference that people will achieve inside that room, whether it's virtual or whether it's in person. So it couldn't be, I couldn't put more emphasis on does this work? This works 1,000,000%. I built our entire business on seminars and webinars. My late partner and my mentor taught me how to do this. It's not like I came up with it or I invented the seminar. It's been ongoing for centuries. People gather to hear a subject matter expert speak, and then they take action. People will not come if they're not interested in the topic. And today we're going to give you resources as to what those topics should be, which is why I'm not going to put the emphasis on that because it's so self-explanatory once we send you the resources, but understanding the positioning for your brand and for yourself and what could come out of it. So the first thing this does, it establishes you as an authority and it creates a natural platform where you are delivering educational content. So you are giving value first. This creates reciprocity, this creates respect, it creates a relationship. If 30 people come to your office to watch you and your panel of experts speak, they are there because they want to be there. What I always do, bar none, is always first thank the people for making the choice to attend my event because they could be anywhere, but they chose to come here. So if I say that to them, now I'm putting them in a place where, okay, I'm respected here. I'm appreciated here. And then you go into whatever talk you want to talk about, whether it's
Mhm.
first-time home buyers, whether it's investing in real estate 101. Where do I start? Give them the
Right.
tools. There is so much information. There is so much. So getting started with this, whether you're an agent of 5 years, of 10 years, of 15, or if you just got your license, understanding the importance of events and how that makes your brand look and feel is unquestionably one of authority and of expertise.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is literally the core of my entire business for the last 20 plus years. I mean, the idea that you can be the one that garners attention, that attracts people to you, that establishes yourself as the leader in your space. There's nothing these days that creates this sort of valuable attention that everybody is fighting for in a way that attracts people to you instead of trying to just sell them. It's the opposite almost. It becomes an attraction nurturing campaign that,
You bet.
in my opinion, has worked successfully for a long time. You're proof of it in real estate, 100%. And I couldn't agree more. Like, this is what we not only teach people to do, but we are hired to do this for companies. Like, I do this for educational companies. I do this for real estate companies. I've done it
Right.
for vendors in the space. We do it all the time. That's what we do, creating a strategy around education from
It,
micro to
it,
macro.
it, and it's literally happening as we speak right now. This right
Yeah,
now, this little presentation every Monday morning is a webinar where Stephen Ripley, I'll get to your question in 1 second, where Stephen Ripley is here to look at a subject matter expert on how to execute his daily, his weekly, his monthly, his quarterly plan.
right.
That's exactly what this is right now.
100%.
So this is how it's done. And Steven's question, it says, "Hello, everyone. I have a question. How do you actually get people to show up to the webinars? I always see a lot of folks register, but then not many actually join." Webinars are a different beast, and webinars, just like right now, there could be 10 people in this room, but hundreds are going to watch it over the course of the week because people know it's recorded. It doesn't have the same show up rate as an event in person.
Right.
If you don't make it to the office, you missed the event. And if you were to publicly say this is going to be recorded, your show rate will plummet by 80%. So we go out of our way to say this will not be recorded. This is an in-person only event, and people
Yeah.
show up. Now, to that, if people just registered for something and showed up all the time, it would be great, but it's not the case. My team has a CSR, two CSRs actually, that we're making outbound calls every day, all day, to invite people to our seminars. And of course, once they register, we have a series and a work plan of reminders of 3 days before. Hey, Sabine, I'm just calling to remind you that we're going to be seeing you on Thursday night, and we're just confirming our food and beverage. What I do there is I'm making them accountable to what they say.
Right.
If you're not going to come, please don't cost me money. We're just making like you're just little cues that are going to help somebody get pushed into the right direction. So these are things that we've learned over the last 2 decades. So it's not like we woke up and we knew all these things. We've thrown out a lot of food. We've misordered. We believed the wrong people. We did all the things. And this
Yeah.
is where, again, on a Monday, Stephen, you can come on and ask any question. And if we have gone through it, of course, we'll share that data with you so you can make better decisions.
Yeah.
How do I pre-qualify attendees without creating friction or reducing signups? I think, Monica, you nailed it. You'd rather have 10 people who actually want to listen to you than 30 that are coming to eat cheese and drink wine. So don't worry about stupid metrics ever, meaning I just want lots of people there. You don't. You want the right people there. And if you ever think what it means to have 10 people in a room to come and see you, just because I have 50 doesn't mean I'm better. It just means I have a bigger database. We started with 2 people in a room, 8 people in a room. 8 people is potentially 4 at least transactions if they're couples, if they're friends and co-investors. Imagine you do an event that can give you 4 deals, which is between 40 and 100,000, depending what market you're in. So it couldn't be more crucial to understand getting the right people. And Monica, yeah, you need to pre-qualify them and say, what is it? What do you hope to get out of this webinar? This is what we're doing. Do you believe this is going to be valuable to you? And they're going to be like, yeah, this is very exciting. Or, you know what? Give me a call. Maybe I'll come to your next one. No problem. I don't want you I don't want you to come if you're coming for nothing. I want you to get value out of it. So happy Monday. Wanted to ask, is it better to co-host, lend your local business, or stay solo? Both. You need to do both. One is building your brand. One is building your brand while lifting others with you. But also when you do it with co-hosts, they're bringing their database too, right? You need to let them know that they need to send out the same email. And that's a big collaboration and expansion play. While also bringing local businesses in elevates the
Mhm.
community.
Yeah.
So
I
having
couldn't
it
agree
catered
more.
by your favorite diner or a breakfast place, or like if you're doing a Saturday morning brunch, like I bring in Bucamaranga, which is a beautiful place down the street from us. They give it to
Mhm.
me. It's 30% off. So it's not costing them. Like we cover their cost, but they leave their cards there. And it's beautiful. And they just got exposed to 40 new clients. Go ahead, Sabina. You were saying something.
No, I was just going to say, for people that are at all worried about doing these, especially early on, the benefits you just talked about work forever. So, partnering with people always means a different audience, more people in your pipeline, new people, all that good stuff. But I will say the other thing to think about is if you are lacking a certain amount of confidence, we all know a lot of people are not that confident about being in front of an audience and speaking. If you do it as a conversation with your partner or vendor or whoever it is that you're doing it with, maybe it's a lender or a lawyer or whatever, sometimes people find that much easier. So
Yeah.
think of it from that perspective
Well,
too.
it takes some of the weight off too, right?
For sure.
Like you don't have to do all the lifting. It's not easy to get on a stage or to sit in front of a room
Yeah,
and just go off. Like what I'm doing right now, I've been doing for 20 years.
right.
I never thought I would be doing this, and it evolved naturally because of so much speaking.
Sure.
So it is not a normal or customary thing to do, which is why so many people dread it. But the moment you actually do it and prepare for it and you don't feel anxious, this will change your business because you're scaling now. You're taking on potentially 30 mandates, 20 mandates, 10 mandates at a single night. Our record, the record that we have had, we sold 34 pre-sale condos for 835,000 commission dollars. This was back in 2021 at a project just 35 minutes outside of Toronto called
Mhm.
Bowmanville, just past Oshawa, if anybody knows that market. But it was the lowest interest rate environment of all time. It was that pinnacle, that apex that we saw. But at the end of the day, that like we had over 200 people show up and we closed over 30 deals, 33, 34 deals, whatever it was, in one
Mhm.
show.
Yeah.
So it does this work? Yes. Does it still work? Yes. Will it always work? Yes. You putting on a display that you are a subject matter expert, and I'm going to
Mhm.
speak to Amber's question in 1 second about topics. Um, this will always work and it will always be super, super effective.
Yeah.
Amber Bake, everyone is asking, um, what is the best way to test event topics or formats quickly without wasting weeks on each one? The best way that you could do that is by A/B testing your ads. So if you're going to put out ads, let's call it on Facebook, Instagram, are those leads going to show up? Probably 15%. Your warm database is probably whoever registers, you're looking at 45 to 60% show up rate,
Mhm.
even the people you know. Just because life happens, this is not something that they've been waiting for. It's not like the latest Tom Cruise movie. It's a real estate webinar. It's boring. So de facto, you're going to have the best case scenario. The average over 20 years is 50% show up rate. Right now, it's lower because real estate's in the toilet. So in a negative market, you're probably going to see about 30% show up rate. That's
Mhm.
warm. That's my database. If we're talking Facebook leads, probably 10%. So if you're lucky. So because they don't know you, they just clicked it, they forgot about it. You got to have strong nurturing systems.
Yeah.
But to test different event topics, that is 100% something you can A/B test on Meta. That will be your best and easiest because it's cheap and you get data quickly. So try different taglines, different topics. I
Mhm.
would say stay away from first time home buyer webinar. Like that's done to death. Like you can do that first time home buyers, but don't use topics like that. Use things like make it a video. If you're thinking of getting into a home right now is a great opportunity. Right now, it's a great time for buyers. What does that mean for real? Like evolve it a little bit. Get away from
Yeah.
the old adage.
Well, this is where ChatGPT can help you to throw some ideas out. I will tell you guys, there's a couple of other things to add on to what Simeon just said. That proper A/B testing is a really awesome way to do it. There's a couple ways you can also do it. One of the tricks is to go into your local groups, Facebook or whatever, wherever people are having conversations, and look for pain points. Look for what people are talking about. Look for what they're asking questions about and do searches or just follow every day, spend 5 minutes in there, whatever it is. But if you, not only does that tell you what topics might be of interest to people, but it also gives you language to use. So for instance, if everybody is saying, I'm worried about X, then you can say we're doing a session on X in case you're worried about exactly what they just said. And if that's the
Well,
case, when you see that, that's a huge option to find good topics.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna show you guys um, my top secret document.
Your top secret. I love it.
Top secret document.
And I
So
love it.
get ready for some top secret action. So this is my actual company, guys. So this is my group. And this is the campaign. This is my 6-week campaign.
Mhm.
So Sabina said something, which is why this prompted me to open this screen and share this. She said, go into Facebook groups and look at what people are talking about. Who thinks you being in tune with your market is important?
Be a little.
Guys, maybe a little. So being in tune with your market means what? If I was right now to say I'm going to launch a brand new building downtown Toronto, my market, the Toronto condo market right now, is the worst it's been in exactly 40 years. So me launching a condominium to investors would be that I'm either blind, deaf, or both. And I'm completely out of sync with where the market is. So as I consider myself an extremely good broker. So as a good broker, I need to be completely in tune with my market. I need to know how to speak to it, the latest stats, all the things, because that's the next question that's going to come from my audience. I bought here. I'm bleeding $1,000 a month in negative cash flow. What happens? Well, if one person's thinking that, the chances of other people thinking that are quite high. So what have I done? Let's take a look at this summary right here. Can you guys see my screen?
It's a little small. I was just going to ask you if it's possible to make it a bit larger. That would be awesome.
All right.
There you go. That's perfect.
So this took me about 3 days, I would say, of putting in at least 2 to 3 hours a day in, where I fed my GPT all the knowledge that I have, all the context that I wanted it to have to create something in my voice. So what does that mean? That means it spit out a newsletter, a weekly newsletter, a sizzle video featuring myself, written for me in my voice, some social posts, and a unified call to action, which is to book a clarity call. Myself and my partner coined our meetings clarity calls. What you're going to get out of meeting with Simeon Papaelias at the end of the day is clarity. Clarity on what move to make next. You can call it a real estate action plan, like I used to call it. We just changed it. This is our brand new commencement of what we call REC 2.0. When we're no longer going on defense in the market, we're on the offense. And what does that mean? That means that week 1, which was last week, the 2025 equity crisis, are you affected? I'm calling you out. I'm asking you to put up your hand. What does that do? That creates an inbound call. Holy shit, Simeon, yes, I'm trembling. I can't sleep at night. My home, my mortgage. Let's get on a call. Let's get the clarity we need for you to make a decision. Whether it's selling, buying, refinancing, repositioning, whatever it is you need to do, we have the expertise to make that happen. So pain point is falling home values and shrinking equity. The clarity call focuses equity and cash flow review. Week 2, this week, this is going to go out. Mortgage shock, how to handle rising payments and renewals. Who cannot resonate with this right now? I personally, the home that I'm in right now, my home, is up for renewal in September. I'm going to go from a beautiful 2.3% to whatever. So next month, my life is going to change. How, if I was a regular person, not in real estate the way that I am, how would I not be super anxious, angry, disappointed, all the things that come with somebody taking an additional $2,000 a month off me? These people need to talk. And when you put them in a room, so if I were to do, let's take a look at what I'm doing. So week 2 is mortgage shock, negative cash flow. Why holding might hurt more than selling. Unlocking trapped equity. So now I'm going looking for buyers. So these are all for sellers here. Now I'm looking for buyers. Unlocking trapped equity. Well, what if somebody bought their house in 2010 for 200,000, now it's worth $1 million? I don't care if it was worth $1.2 million a year ago. It's still worth $1 million. Maybe you should be refinancing that home right now and deploying your capital in undervalued assets. Buyers. Week 5, the market timing myth. Why waiting won't help. Again, going down, having the conversation. Week 6, post-webinar action. Why does it say post-webinar here? I wonder. Do you think Simeon is going to do a webinar on, let's see if, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
My calendar?
Yep.
What's this right here? That's what that is right there, guys. The reason we teach this, the reason you're listening to this message right now is because this is how we make our living. We're going outbound with this plan. Key elements across the consistent branding across email, video, and social. My socials are going to be in sync with the emails that they're getting with my video messages. Everywhere they turn, do you think these people are going to be absolutely geo-targeted? Do you think my database is uploaded to Meta? And every time they open Facebook or Instagram, my face pops up. Bet your bottom dollar they are. And when they see my post talking about the upcoming webinar, then they see your ad, the sponsored, then they get an email. You're gonna light them up. You're gonna get them, you're gonna get in front of them. Attention is the name of the game. So this is exactly what I am doing, like right now at this point in my business. Not maybe, not sort of, 100%. So that's how we're doing it. And week 1, and I'll just show you guys the blogs. I just wanted to show you quickly what these actually look like. So what does a newsletter look like? So you understand the language. Still hoping your property will bounce, but do you see this?
Sorry, Simeon, can you make it a touch larger?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is week 3. Negative cash flow has quietly become one of the biggest risks in Greater Toronto Area real estate. According to recent investor reports, over 31% of GTA investment properties are now cash flow negative. The population here is 6 million. 30%. That's 2 million people who are suffering. We're not going with a rifle. We're going with a shotgun, guys. There is widespread suffering that we can get in front of and help solve problems. That's how you build a brand. Not by taking orders. You have to lead the charge. You have to be in front of it. You have to make a name that this is who's going to solve my problems. If you were to Google my name right now, Simeon Papa alias, Toronto Real Estate, see what you find. You're going to find a lot. Because I've been doing this thing for this long. If you haven't done it, get started. If you like, of course, this type of work, if you like that scale, and if you want to just do your business, that's beautiful. But this gets you to the next level. So this is the type of language. And if we look at here's what we cover in your rental cash flow clarity call. So cash flow audit, equity and value reviews, a solution mapping, seller hold analysis. What else does it say? What else does it say right here? Maybe somebody is too shy and doesn't want a one-on-one yet. Maybe they just want to check out the webinar before they commit to us. They don't want to be sold or whatever. People think differently. This is meant to hit them in every way, shape, and form. How to survive and thrive in GTA's real estate reset. Big words. We are creating and baptizing and naming the problem, identifying it, pointing it out. So this is how we're doing. I'm going to go back to the questions, guys. Can I get a run? Can I run the same event? Aaron Nolt asks, can I run the same event every quarter or does it need to change? Running the same, unless you're, no, you would have to change. You can't run the same event quarter after quarter. You can run it quarter after quarter as a scheduled event, but then you would need to do more webinars with other events.
Right.
But running the same thing is it's gonna get old and tired. I think
Yeah.
maybe mix it up always, change names always, give people something fresh. That's what I believe, anyways.
I would
Um,
suggest though, Simeon, if I might, just for one moment, just as a tip for
yeah, yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
these things take some time to prepare properly. Like Simeon and I, every Monday, each of us put in a couple hours into these 30-minute Monday calls. So if you're going to be doing a Monday, and that doesn't even, by the way, that doesn't cover the time it takes to do the marketing and execution of that stuff, right? So I will say to everybody, you'd rather do fewer topics, but do them really well. So don't go crazy and assume you're going to do one a week right off the bat because it's going to take quite a bit of time. And we're always balancing what we say to you in terms of how you spend your time.
One a month max.
Yeah,
Put your energy, your door knocking, your direct mail, get all your
exactly.
stuff in sync. Get
You're
everything
so
working
good.
towards it.
It's exactly where I was going with that as usual,
Yeah,
Simeon.
yeah.
That I think that's a really good point. I just want to mention that to everybody because these do take time to do them well. So, especially if you don't have a team behind you, Simi and I have other people on our team that help us, but you're still going to be the one out there. So make sure that you're comfortable with the first one. Don't go crazy. Don't make it 4 hours. Like keep it simple, and you'll be fine.
You
Simeon,
know
do you
what?
want to talk at all about the planning part? It is in their handout so that they will have that, but do you think we should talk at all about planning or promotion at
Well,
all?
this has been the most engaged chat room we've had.
Right.
So this class obviously likes this specific topic. So if that's the case, I can create a few more resources, like maybe a stronger planner, or maybe go back. I want to think, where do we have our past events? Maybe I'll get you a link to our YouTube page where a lot of them, like during the whole of COVID, we created what was called REC brunch with REC, and that was every third Saturday of the month. And at one
Mhm.
point, we were doing two a month, and we had hundreds of people on, hundreds, because like people didn't know where to go, they had nothing to do, and it was where real estate conversation happens, is how it was coined. Maybe you'll get a ton of topics from there. Let me see what links I have, and I'll try to put some things together for you guys.
Sure. That would be awesome, Simeon. Yeah,
Yeah,
anything. If you feel comfortable sharing any of your deeper work, everybody would love that. So that would be great. I mean,
yeah,
basically everything that we've talked about today, plus all of the planning stuff and the resources, the actual checklists, is in their handout today. So they do
yes.
have everything we pulled together for this, but I'm just wondering if you want to, I mean, we're already at 11:30, so unless you want to maybe,
I
go
just have
through.
a couple more questions here. I don't want to leave anybody
Okay,
hanging. So, Stephen, I have one follow-up question. Sorry, since you mentioned that attendance drops with replays, how do you keep things feeling special, even if only a few people tune in live? Just by keeping it special, being engaged, being grateful that four people are here with you.
Mhm.
And if you're expecting something intimate, like between 4 and 8, like under 10 people, don't make it look like a seminar room. Put two tables. Tonight's going to be a discussion. Everybody have a seat. Grab some cheese. Pour yourself a glass of wine. and let's have a seat, let's have a conversation. You're still the host of the party. So for as long as you stand in front of a room, you're good. As long as you're at the head of the table, you're good. That not everything has to be a certain way. So I would always do live events. Don't
Hmm.
record them. Unless you're huge, like when people were demanding that we webcast our seminars, we did it because we had like 200 people in the room and another 300 people online. The likelihood of you on your own doing that is slim to none. It took me with four other massive partners that all had databases of 20,000 people plus to do that. So it's not like I did that by myself. Remember, it's real estate. We're not Tom Cruise. You're not Nicole Kidman. Like, it's not happening. Like, real estate's boring. And that's when people come to real estate and you give them a show and you give them that excitement, this is how you build your business.
Yeah.
Lindsay, I was wondering what is the best call to action to close with? Any chance you can answer my question? Help me out. Of course. Um, it's not an issue. CTAs are always like you saw my campaign. I'm not selling anything. I'm solving problems. So people are really over pushy 1980s style sales. They're over it. People want to be spoken to with respect. People want to see you put in your value first. They expect it. They expect it. Today's consumer is savvy. Tricking them into anything is not going to work. So the best call to action is, I mean, I have like listen to the. I'm still reading my screen. Maybe I'll just share it again so you're seeing what I'm seeing. So right here are my CTAs. Facing mortgage renewal shocks, get help here. Worried about falling property values, book an equity review. Tenant headaches, find the support. Market timing worries, let's talk. I don't know what else to tell you guys. It's find what the pain point is. Like to Sabina's point, you got to be in tune. Go to the go to your LinkedIn groups, your Facebook groups, see what people are really having a hard time with. Find the solution and deliver it. Get loud about it. Become the
Yeah.
problem solver that they need. That's what you're trying to do. So the call to action is help me help you. Tell me what you need. So instead of making a video of a dancing in front of a listing, which is what silly realtors do, it's funny once. But would I choose a dancing in front of a listing realtor? The answer is no. I would not. And I'm not saying don't have fun out there, have a blast out there, but your content needs to be straight up good because people are suffering. So the next video you do should be, I just got off the phone with Sabina Steinbrecher. Sabina told me that her mortgage renewal was up and she's facing $800 a month more. Now, she's a school teacher, her partner is whatever. They are going to be okay, but they are worried about their future. Tell people what you're hearing and what you're seeing. They care. Maybe tell them how you would solve the problem. If it was me personally, I am telling you, I know at least two people in the last 6 months that added a laneway home, added a suite to their basement to offset some of these charges. And if you see the weight that came off my client's shoulder by doing it, they didn't have to buy or sell their real estate. But for $200,000, they were able to add $3,000 a month in rent to their home. They're living a different reality. What does this content do for your business? What do you guys think? It proves to the market that you have solutions. It proves to the market that you're not looking to just buy and sell. It shows that you know what you're talking about, that you have creative ideas, That nobody does that. Everybody's concerned about just getting a lead on the phone and maybe closing it and day to day and up and down in production. This is how you build a meaningful funnel. Every month, 10, 15 people coming in new, 50 people registering, 15 people showing up, 2 deals being done. Just out of this. It's 11:39. Questions have been answered. Everybody, this guy has a Monday to go take care of. It's go
You got
time.
to go crush it, just like the rest of you, hopefully.
Just like the rest of us. All of us will have a great day.
Have a great week,
If
everybody.
anybody has questions during the week as you watch this again or as you start engaging in it after you see the content, guys, we're always here, always. So if you
That's
have
what the
questions and
community
you
is
want to
for.
implement, by all means, connect. Make sure you're following us on socials. Just get in touch.
Get in touch, use the community. There's a ton of ways inside the community that
You
you
got
guys
it.
can post questions or contact us. Every single email you get, you can also just reply to that email and send us whatever it is you want to talk about. Even if it's got something to do with topics you want us to cover, please do that. In the
Yeah,
meantime,
love it.
Simeon, thank you as always.
God bless.
Everybody, have your best week ever.